Greetings, everybody. This is Morning Eggnog. My name is James Font, and with me, as always, Caleb Font.
Good morning, everybody.
So, it's currently raining for like the 7th day in a row.
Or like the 30th day of this month.
Yep, we're starting to build an ark in our backyard.
So are the ants.
And we're gathering the animals 2 by 2, slowly but surely.
I don't think the ants could, though.
The ants, no, not really.
What could they put on the ark? Aphids?
Maybe a shrew.
That would...
I mean, it'd be bigger than their I mean, how big ant are we talking? Are we talking like the really tiny ones or the somewhat like as big as a dime one?
We'll go like the South American.
American ants. So
They could get some pretty good sized animals on their ark.
yeah. Get like one toe of a elephant.
Like a party boat, though.
True.
South American ark.
South American ark.
They got the whistle going.
Oh my gosh, I forgot to turn on this. Yes, light. Good Lord.
Welcome, everybody, to the Bleached Out event.
If you're watching our video podcast on YouTube, we now have 3 camera angles, maybe, if they all recorded.
They all record at the same time.
So what I'm rocking right now,
simultaneously.
What I'm rocking right now is a Sony 700A. No, that's not right at all. That's the nice one.
It's a Sony 6000.
Sony 60 is. Yeah, it's a 6000.
It's a 6000.
6000A, and then 2 Nexus 6Ps, which actually I'm entitled, if both of my phones didn't work, unfortunately they do, if they got caught boot looping or just shutting down for no reason, I could make up to like a couple $100.
Oh,
because there's a class action lawsuit against them.
Ooh, so you're like actually hoping this happens.
Kind of, but at the same point, I'm like, I think if you just own a Nexus 6P, you can get like $70 or something.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true or not, but it was just an article I read. Kind of interesting.
So what do you got for us today, James?
So last time, on the last podcast, I talked about looking at weird funerals, if you recall, because you totally watched them in order, right?
Of course I didn't. Of course I do.
Oh, The Verge. Oh, wait, no, that's my second topic. So this is the 13 Strangest Funerals, where the corpse attended their own ceremony, not the coffin.
Okay.
So you have Jesus Diaz. These just all look really creepy because I'll include pictures in the video podcast. They're all just super creepy because they're sitting or doing something and they just look like mannequins, but they're bodies.
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
Yeah, so this one, he's just sitting there, just hanging out with his glasses and ball cap on.
And it looks like he's just staring you down.
Pretty much. His eyes are real squinty, probably because he's dead. Miriam Burbank. Miriam was positioned at a table with beer, whiskey, and cigarettes nearby and nails painted in the colors of her favorite American football team.
The New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, but it said the team for her. Anyways. But yeah, so she's sitting there with sunglasses on. For the audio podcast, she's just sitting there exactly described, but it...
She's drinking Busch Light.
Anyways.
Oh.
Lionel Batson, we'll go with that. The bizarre service began in New Orleans in apparently this is a New Orleans thing. Anyways, in New Orleans in 2012 with the death of a jazz musician, Leon. I read that totally wrong. That's not how you spell that, but whatever. Mr. Basil did not want people looking down at him, so at his service he was standing up, leaning on a lamppost, hands on his walking cane, hat tipped rakishly to one side.
And then he tipped over and fell down.
It's because rigor mortis was super in.
Whoa. Whoa.
Mickey Ersteling, a well-known New Orleans socialite and philanthropist, Mickey, 83, was arranged posing with a glass of bubbly in one hand and a cigarette in the other. Horrifying.
Very disturbing.
This is one of my favorites. Willie Stokes Jr. But letting the departed depart in real style isn't new. 30 years ago, Chicago gambler Willie Stokes Jr. was buried in a casket resembling a Cadillac.
That's pretty classy.
It's pretty lit, fam. Stokes, 28, who had been shot dead in front of the steps of a motel, was propped up in the driver's seat. His car coffin boasted blinking headlights, a windscreen, Cadillac grille, and a license plate with Willie Wimp nickname. This one's just creepy because he's just standing in the corner of somewhere. It's a very Mexican name. Not going to even try it. In Puerto Rico, this man who was shot dead in 2008 was thrown over a bridge in his underwear.
Poor gent.
Apparently, this is a very Mexican thing to do.
Or New Orleans.
Or New Orleans. Either one. Us white people just want to be burned.
We want to be I think it's from our ancestry, you know.
Well, if you don't burn the corpse, it can come back as a poltergeist. I don't know.
I was just thinking of the Vikings who like to light their people.
Yeah. But you send them off in the ocean, then you light them on fire.
Exactly. See, we got it right.
Yeah, totally. That's what you do.
So, James, are you gonna get yourself composted when you died?
I have many ideas of what I want to do when I die, but composting is one of them.
Oh, well, that's good. It's good for the earth.
Good for the earth. Give back what I totally didn't put in.
I don't know. I put in a lot of dirt over the years.
It's gross, Caleb.
Just don't think about it too much, and you'll be fine.
There's a lot of pooping in the woods.
I did my part.
I fertilized one area of one place. Or like 16 places, but one area.
It went somewhere.
I guess, eventually. The nutrients from all the Krispy Kremes.
I don't only go in one place. I go in multiple places.
No, it's the only place you go, Caleb.
That would really stink.
It would.
Oh, dang it. I'm in Iowa right now. Guys, I got to hold it for 600 miles.
Did you not see your funny?
What?
Boy, that would stink.
No, I didn't see it.
Okay, that was a terrible joke. Anyways, continue.
All right. So lately I have changed my birth number.
Wait, what? Oh,
my birth
had
number.
A birthday. You can look at a picture of him cutely posed on his birthday.
That's right.
On our Instagram.
I am no longer the 29. I am now the 30.
Yep. At Morning Eggnog, which means I'm 22.
Yep.
Because we aren't even we just recently crossed 50 years.
Yeah.
We're not even a half century
together.
We're really young.
Mm-hmm. I like to think like that. Okay, so I thought I would find some funny 30s quotes. Basically what they are. So
where did composting come from? Just
California. They've started composting bodies.
See, what I want to give my body to one of those schools that just throws you in weird situations to see how you decompose.
Okay.
It's like a...
So you want to give your body to weird science?
Yeah.
All right. You give your body to weird science.
Hey, I want to be helpful in death on figuring out how long ago this person died when they were covered with leaves and worms.
All right, James, you do that.
Anyways.
All right, so I've got a couple here, a little more than a couple, but the first one is you get carded, and your first instinct is awesome.
Yeah, I got made fun of for being carded when I was at a conference with some guys learning about how to rebuild water heaters.
Oh, fun!
And there's a bunch of old guys, and when the waitress was coming around, I ordered an ale of some kind, and I already had my license out, and they were like, "Look, he already has it out!" I'm like, "Yeah, I look like I'm 12."
Yeah, actually, on my birthday was the first time I was not carded.
That's interesting.
The first time I was not carded.
A friend of ours, Silas, wasn't carded recently.
How does that work?
I don't know.
He looks like a preschooler.
Pretty much, yeah, with a better haircut than a preschooler.
I don't know. There's some. Have you seen some of the
You're
preschoolers
right.
out there?
You're right. Kenny Williams' children have great haircuts.
Yeah, they got like ridiculously awesome hair.
Granted, their dad's a barber, but awesome haircuts.
Yeah, pretty awesome. All right. Instead of drunk party photos, your Facebook friends are all about babies now.
I hate everything about that. I'm just kidding.
And
If you have a baby, it's wonderful.
and marathon times.
You mean running marathons?
Yeah, well, marathon times. Like I crossed the line at this such and such a time. Have you ever? Yeah, mine are full of marathoners and
You're watching the
bikers.
video. I'm just hitting my head against my mic.
Yes, this is so true. The only thing I see are weddings, pictures of people's remodeling, babies, and marathons.
Now, it's going to be a while, but eventually, there's going to be a lot of funerals.
Hopefully, nobody's out of the casket.
Well, yeah. Out of the that'd be great.
There's a picture.
A new dead a new thing is taking a selfie.
I was just thinking of that.
Instead of a cardboard cutout, you're taking a picture with your dead friend.
Out of the casket, you just see this. Somebody just sitting there with their phone looking at them.
Oh my gosh, that'd be terrible. And then
Duck lips.
permanent duck lips.
How would you do that as a mortician?
Okay, all the morticians out there, so like none of you, go comment how you would do that. Permanent duck
How
lips.
would you do duck lips on a person? Okay.
Yeah, so marathons are pretty cool. Anyways.
No, they're not. You get super excited when you go to a concert and there's seats.
That is a depressing thing. I'm only 22 and I get excited about that.
You start a story and then you realize college was 10 years ago.
I do that with other things. It's really depressing as well.
Yeah.
Granted, it's high school things like youth group. Like, I have really fond memories of youth group. I'm like, yeah, youth group, it was almost 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, you should try it when you're like, it's actually like, yeah, I graduated and I went on this amazing, oh, that was 10 years ago. What the poop?
Well, I'm just getting it because my niece is now 12.
I thought she turned 13.
No, not yet.
She will be turning 13.
She will be turning 13.
That's
But
right.
that's just an interesting thing. Like, wow, I've known you since you were nothing. Since before you existed.
Yeah, you should try it when they start graduating.
I don't like that.
It's weird. Like,
No.
I remember when you were born and you're now graduating. This is weird now. All right. When you watch a teen movie, TV series, and you find yourself siding more with the parents than with the kids.
I do this constantly.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm an old man.
You go to a bar and left because it was too loud.
I haven't done that yet, but I think I would.
I don't go to bars. So,
Well, I guess technically I don't go to bars either. We went to a place that was called a Smokeout and Rudy's in Fort Wayne. It's a cigar shop / brewery.
I guess my wife and I have been to some restaurants where it was too loud and we're like,
This isn't even fun.
this is not fun. I cannot hear you. You know, my house is loud enough with my children. I want a quiet atmosphere with some nice, pretty music. And I'll do two more. You have become a sunscreen Nazi.
I mean, if you're going to die of cancer. I remember when I was in Montana, I got this weird thing on the back of my neck. I was like, ow, that kind of hurts. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I showed it to the nurse. She's like, oh, yeah, that's sun poisoning. That's like 100% cancer. I was like, oh. So I kept putting Band-Aids on it. Well, then the nurse's place was closed. And so I was like, well, I need to cover this because I'm going to be in the sun all day weed whacking. So I put a piece of duct tape on it.
Oh.
16-year-old James was cool.
It's reflective.
I guess.
The new sunscreen, duct tape. Just cover yourself up with it. And there's James's alarm. You've definitely lost the enzymes that lets you digest Taco Bell.
Haven't quite got there, but almost. I'm starting to regret eating Taco Bell now. I don't like it.
I ate Taco Bell the other day, and my stomach was like, what is this garbage?
Doesn't
for
it
like
taste?
The last 4
it
hours.
tastes really good.
It tastes very
It tastes
good.
so good going down. You're like, wow, this cheese and fake meat and lettuce, maybe?
Well, I eat cheap, so I go with the dollar burritos,
Yep, those are, yeah.
which actually will fill you up.
Oh, yeah, they do.
But then your body realizes that this is all garbage, and it's just like, okay, this is there's one of two things it's either going to come up or it's going to go down.
Ugh.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Like 2 days
I don't-
after, I still stunk.
I went over yesterday. We have some neighbors who are Mexican, and they told us to call them the Mexicans. So it's Rebecca.
okay.
It's totally okay. Rebecca and Richard, they're both in their 70s, and she invited me over yesterday to eat. She invited Olivia and I both, but Olivia didn't feel well, to eat beans. I think it was chopped up pork and then rice, and then wrap it all in homemade tortillas, which was phenomenal.
Oh, I bet that was good.
Afterwards, I kept gassing a lot and forgot that I apparently went there because I was like, why? This is horrible. Why am I so gassy?
What is this? You reek coming out of my butt.
Yeah, so it was exciting.
So what else do you got for us, James?
Last thing I have. So, Caleb and I are PC fanboys.
Of course.
We're too cheap, I guess, and you can't do as much with what we want to do with Apple.
Yeah, you can do some. In my opinion, you can do more with a PC.
You can game if you're into gaming, it's basically better. But if you are into editing, Mac is a good way to go. But
It is,
I have a $1,500 computer.
which is flashing us in the background.
It is flashing us in the background. It's very
hypnotizing.
Those fans were like, didn't cost anything, and I was like, why not get RGB? It goes faster, right?
Sure. Yes.
So the new Apple keynote just dropped, and they just released their newest Mac Pro.
Okay.
Their desktop computer, and they did change a lot on it. And I watched the Linus Tech Tips about it, and so it was he talked about how good it was. Anyway, so the new Mac Pro released, and it looks like a cheese grater, first of all. Have you seen any pictures of it?
No, I really haven't looked at it too much.
It looks like a cheese grater. Oh, they don't have any pictures of it.
That's fine.
Oh, wait, no, there it is.
It looks like a cheese grater.
It's pretty funny. But it has a ton of capability, and apparently to completely max it out and like have 2 terabytes of SSD and everything you can put in it, according to one article I read, it's going to be $35,000.
Why?
But the base model is going to be $6,000 for the computer itself. Then it is an absolute gorgeous monitor. It's a 32-inch 6K, absolute true color, a bunch of other terminology I don't understand because I'm not a tech nerd. It's a beautiful monitor.
Yeah.
Great monitor.
For $6,000, it better be.
Yep, it's a I think it's a $499.99, whatever. Anyways, it's a $5,000 monitor.
Oh, so the monitor's
The
$5,000?
monitor is $5,000.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but if you want to have something hold it, Caleb,
Okay.
the stand is $1,000.
Wait, so nothing is holding it?
Nope, it's just a panel, and in order to get the stand that goes with it, which is a special magnetic stand,
What?
is $1,000.
So it doesn't come with a stand?
Nope. It's just a thing, and you can get a mount for it for another $200.
I'm pretty
Then you can
sure
put it
that
on
Steve
any other
Jobs
stand.
is rolling over in his
Oh,
grave right now. Like, what are you guys doing?
And as I said, I watched a Linus Tech Tips. He's where I get all my tech news, I guess. He's on. He went through
I'm still like, what? It doesn't come with
he
a
went
stand.
He went through all of it, and he went. Apple used to be pretty on par with if you spent $3,000. Also, this new Mac Pro is double every single other Mac Pro.
Yeah,
because like the last one that came out was only $3,000. But anyways,
so basically what you're saying is they went, it's a Mac, so we can double it.
that's what they're testing this year, is to see how many people will buy it just because it's Mac. Because according to the video I watched, it's not even really worth the parts that are in it. It's only worth half because he did the parts list on it. And anyways, but yeah. So
Didn't
there's
they realize that Gibson did the same thing and almost went bankrupt? Gibson guitar?
It's Apple. Who cares?
The
Nobody yet.
customer?
Nobody yet. But so let's go through some pricing real quick.
Oh gosh.
So one Mac Pro is $6,000. We start at the base Mac Pro itself, which we know Apple is selling it starting at $6,000, the base model.
Which is $1,000 more than my Chevy Cruze.
You can buy a car for this. So 128 gigabyte DDR4 RAM sticks. Does that make sense? $17,000.
What?
Yep. Two terabyte SSDs. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So you have 4
How
terabytes of
super
storage.
of a computer could you build for 17 grand?
Well, this is just talking about if you want to make this the best thing you have in this Apple computer.
Okay.
if
Okay.
you
I'll
want-
leave you alone.
If you want 2 SSDs, 2 terabyte SSDs for $2,400. Now I can get a 2 terabyte SSD.
24,000, you mean?
24,000. No, 2,400.
This is an add-on.
Yeah, these are all add-ons. This is what you can add
Oh.
on to it.
Mac.
It starts at 6,000, and then these are all the add-ons.
Oh my gosh.
The 28-core Intel Exxon processor, approximately $7,400. AMD Radeon Pro Vega 2 GPUs. I'm making all the tech people who are watching this die for $12,000 minimum. The Apple Afterburner, price unknown.
Price unknown.
The Apple Pro Display XDR monitor, $5,000.
Okay. $5 grand for the big fancy monitor.
And it's pretty. And the MSI just came out with an ad for it. I want to show you that.
$5,000. I mean, for a high-end monitor.
So, and then MSI was like, so they had to poke a little fun at it. The Pro stand, $999. No 5K screen, no 5K, no screen, no color gamut. It's just a stand. Yep, still a stand. The MSI Prestige 64-inch PS341WU. That's weird. WU. Anyways, it's only for the whole monitor, 5K resolution, nano IPS display, HDR 600 certified, 98% DCI-P3 color gamut, includes a stand for only $1,300.
Exactly. It's just stupid.
But there are the hardcore fanboys, and there are the people who are willing to pay for it. There is a camera out there called the Arri Alexa, which is just for the body. The brain itself is $47,000 or $45,000.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Red camera is about that same thing. It's around $5,000.
Yep.
But you're paying for one of the best cameras you can possibly get.
And
with a Mac, you could get something in a different variety with the exact same quality for less money. So that just doesn't make
Unfortunately, it's very true because, my computer does my computer's, I'm not going to compare it to the new Mac Pro, but my computer works very well, and I'm very happy with it. And it's ran everything I throw at it.
And you didn't pay 20 grand for it.
No, I paid $1,500 for it.
Exactly. And you have 3 monitors. Think how much it would cost you for 3 monitors. It would be $15,000.
It's $15,000 just for the monitors, and then another $3,000 for the stands.
Yeah, so you're looking at about $18,000 for 3 monitors and 3 stands.
Yep. Now Silas did explain to me a little bit of the stands. He didn't go full in depth, and I didn't do enough research on it. But apparently, it's magnetic, which is really cool. It's super strong. The thing is only about the thing that holds the monitor is, I don't know, about this big, 2 inches.
I always thought magnetic things were not good around computers.
They figured out a way, but you can adjust it any way you want.
You must leave the computer. It must be at least 10 feet away from the monitors.
Exactly. I don't know. It's just a whole thing.
Oh, that frustrates me. I'm a cheapskate, so that's why. All right, James. So,
all right.
Did you know the Japanese have a sport?
I mean, the Japanese have many sports.
This is probably one of my favorites.
We did talk. I think it was the Japanese who did the
even
bull
more
wrestling.
than sumo wrestling.
The bull wrestling.
The bull. That was the Chinese.
That was Chinese.
The
Well,
Chinese.
I'm racist.
So, the Japanese have decided to do a new sport.
All right.
I'm going to do a little reading.
A new sport.
Yeah. The Japanese may be known for their neatness, particularly when it comes to making their bed in the morning. But all social norms went out the window on Saturday during the qualifying for the All Japan pillow fighting competition.
Sounds kind of hot.
It's mainly men.
Okay, it just lost a lot of hotness.
And a small fishing town of Ito, 150 kilometers Yeah, south of Dakota. Dakota.
South
South
Dakota.
Dakota. Tokyo. Teams gather from across the region to compete in the event that has been going on in Japan since 2013. So basically, it's like dodgeball with pillows. So I'm just gonna.
That sounds interesting.
So I'm just gonna kind of go from here. The game starts with all 5 players sleeping under blankets.
Are they
whistle goes-
actually sleeping, or is that in quotations?
Quotation.
Okay, so they're all
So they're all laying. Well, there's videos of it. It's rather almost disturbing. It's like military, like they're just laying there looking so peaceful, and then the whistle goes off, and like they all jump up and they're grabbing pillows, and this one dude runs up with a blanket because he's the shield man. So there's one person that can hold the blanket up and use it as a shield. So he's like runs up with the shield, and he's like, wah, wah. And then the other guys are like chucking blankets over the top. It's like Battleship. It's like a combination of dodgeball, Battleship, and chess. So there's one guy who's the king, and the goal is to hit him. And so they're all running around, and there's a line, except instead of a line, it's like a space of 10 feet, and they're all running back and forth trying to hit each other with pillows.
Oh my goodness, that is
Only
incredible.
the Japanese would come up with something so interesting. Is the best way to say it.
I guess I think it'd be called gay if we did that. Sleeping with a bunch of men, then hitting them with pillows.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It would be. I definitely don't think it would be an all-nighter game that most men would play. All right, guys, it's time for pillow fight.
All right, God. You see, I said it'd be gay, and you instantly went to a lisp.
Yeah, I know.
It's yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, so this is the new. I think this is the new competition.
Insert Joe Rogan quote here. Anyways,
Olympics need to.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I mean, they already have silly things in the Olympics. Like, not silly things, but things that aren't practical anymore. Like people that have to downhill ski, then shoot, then ride a bike, then do a backflip, then ski some more, then do all this.
And curling.
And curling.
I don't know. What would be the equivalent of real life curling? Except maybe golf.
And what world do you need golf?
I don't know.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. So be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram for any updates on what we're doing and any topics we're talking about. And be sure to message us on Instagram or Facebook or email us at morningeggnog@gmail.com if you want to be on the podcast or have any topics you want us to cover. You can listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and PodBean. And you can watch us now on YouTube. We're now recording this, and it looks pretty okay. So if you want to see our beautiful faces along with our voices, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, and don't forget that Chase Cummings has come out with a new CD. He was on our podcast a while ago.
Yep.
And his new album had just dropped, so go check that out.
I'll put a link in the description below. Go buy it. It's a really good album. I already bought it, and I've been listening to it every once in a while.
Every once in a while. We're not huge country fans, but it's still not bad.
Yep. I screwed up everybody's name. And Chase does a really good job about mixing country, and he mixes a lot of different things, and I really like it.
Yeah, so go on Amazon, iTunes,
Google Play. I think it's on Spotify.
It's on
so
Spotify.
if you want to do the freebie route, but just go buy his stuff. Go buy a merch. Go buy a shirt, something.
I'm pretty sure if you listen to on Spotify, it actually.
Not very much though.
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, go check it out. It's good stuff.
So, anything else you want to plug?
Nope.
All right. Well, everyone have a wonderful morning, noon, or night.
See ya.